This heart space is really the core of who we are. So when we're doing this next 3 weeks of paying attention to our hearts, we're really paying attention to who we really are. You're actually communicating with the world around you more with your heart than with your head, because the field that you project from your heart is greater than the field that you project from your head. Now, it's not to say that the heart and the head are not connected. So obviously, if you're holding angry thoughts, if you're thinking ill will of something or someone, your heart will begin to shift. It will change. And that's why we do a lot of talk about changing your attitude and moving from a different place of condemnation to forgiveness. In many ways, that starts with the head, but if it's really going to be effective, it gets all the way down into the heart. The heart begins to love again. So many times when we're in conversation with another, if we can move down out of the head and into the body, into the heart, let the heart begin to lead the conversation. Perhaps you're not as schooled at this as you are at conversation, but this skill, if it's taken to heart, will bring you another chance of being with someone. Being with someone in such a way that they feel as though they get you, because they do. Now they are with you, and your heart is energy comes down into the heart and leaves the head. It will come down into a state of kindness and love. This is really why we're in relationship anyway. Whomever we're in, we're wanting to have that experience of love and acceptance. That's just the nature. I'm not sure what it is about the heart, but it seems to be able to broadcast out your ambitions, your hopes, your dreams better than your head can. Better than just simply saying something. When you feel it out into the world, when you emote it through your heart, it begins to be better received, I think, by the world. Reinforce the whole nature of reality, that we live in a cooperative universe that listens to us and responds to where we are, not so much by what we say, but how we feel. So developing a loving, open, powerful heart is part of the practice of creating the world you wish to see around you. This practice of coming from the heart is one of not only changing how you feel inside, but how the world responds to you. Now, some things tend, in the daily activity we do, tend to make it easier to have your heart open or make it more difficult. One of the worst, of course, is to be unforgiving. But one of the best is to live in a state of gratitude, to have your mind looking for reasons to be grateful, to appreciate the world you see around you, and to be grateful for what you see. This practice, using the mind as the lead even, of being grateful, begins to open the heart because it recognizes it is a safe and beautiful world when we do that. When we practice gratitude and appreciation, we set the conditions for the world that we see to be beautiful. And being beautiful, the heart responds quickly. It begins to recognize it's kind out there. It begins to see that this beautiful heart of ours is not alone in a world and needs not be protected. It can expand and open out. A second thing that you can do, this is a practice we can actually make a decision to do, and that is acts of kindness. Perhaps they're random, perhaps you don't know the person or the person doesn't know you, and you're doing something as simple as paying for the person behind you at the takeout, or it could be just a kindness to somebody in your household. But we do something for others. We begin to take the emphasis off ourselves and place it on someone else. And so in so doing, we begin to extend ourselves out. And it seems as though once we extend ourselves out through a physical action, the heart has a pathway to follow. And if you were not feeling love so much prior to doing that, you begin to set the conditions in which it's easier for you to feel love because you've now expressed it in some way. Our ability to express love, I think, is one of the great joys in this isolated time of sequestering ourselves or social distancing. The heart has the ability to send love across space. I don't really think it's dependent on being in proximity exactly, but across space you can send love. So you could send love to that person across the country that you care for. You could send it to the person across the street or across the kitchen table. This is what love is about. It's an energetic broadcast. It can be focused or it can be general, but it's a broadcasting. It is sending the message out into the world that we are loving. Then you could know that you're a blessing as you walk down the street. Your very essence is giving something to the world. And the world is not completely ignorant of it, even though not everyone gets it right away. The world will feel this. And I dare say that you'll have a better day on the circumstances of the world or how people respond to you. You'll have a better day if the day starts with your heart being the basis of the best of human communication and the best of communing with nature. In this next week, if you can practice this, see if you don't feel that very connection deepening by keeping your heart open. Love is a giving out. And that can be done without a specific object of its receiving. And when we are doing that, we're doing that style of love that we think God does, where God loves the whole of creation. It's the Jesus type of love, where He loved everybody, no matter whether they were sinners or saints. It's the Dalai Lama's way of including everyone, even the enemy, in His prayers. This is what love is, something special that we should share on a daily basis with those close to us and those far away. Keep your heart open and let love be your practice. Namaste.